I've enjoyed meeting a lot of very different people from all over the world, and we've really, I think both Rebecca and I have really enjoyed the feedback from the master classes and from the opening plenary session. It's quite daunting when you stand up in front of 2,000 people and have a chat, but the responses afterwards and the understanding of what we were trying to do have been quite overwhelming, and a lot of people have said to us they would really like to take our kind of philosophy into their particular neck of the woods, in their particular territory, into their community, into their schools. And so that's been, within 24 hours, very rewarding for us. Keep it simple. Actually, we had surprisingly little opposition at all. The headmaster at the time, in 2003, asked me to come. I was invited basically for a formal dinner, and because they were trying to recapture my old films that I'd made there when I was a kid. And during the course of the dinner, I actually asked them why they weren't making films anymore, because I said they had a very successful drama and music departments, etc. And film was an equally valid form of expression, so why weren't they doing this? And there's complete silence around the table. And then the headmaster looked at me and asked me to talk a bit more about it. And then I went and saw him for 30 minutes, and I pitched why he should have a film unit. Basically to release people's dreams and their potential, another way of speaking, another way of talking. And also, I kept on dropping in the word marketing, because I said if you've got the kids' work on DVD, you can actually send that around the world, and that it will help perhaps other children and inspire other people, and it also helps the school get a reputation for doing this kind of work. So he was a man who really took chances, and he actually raised the money for us to do the filming, the film unit within 2 days. The only opposition I think we tend to get perhaps is navigating the system, the academic system within the institution, of fighting for more time, and I insisted that we kept the unit outside the official curriculum, because there was some talk of it becoming a part of the curriculum and a part of an exam outlet, and I resisted that, because, and as a result, the kids, they really appreciate the fact that they're in the free time in their space, no pressure of exams, no pressure of having to do this, having to do that, of having to tick this box, tick that box. They can just be themselves, and if they make it through, great. If they fail, in quotes, we don't have this word failure. There's no judgment. So there's no pass, there's no failure. But if they make it through, great. If they don't, it doesn't matter. And so taking that pressure off them actually releases all sorts of potential within person, and suddenly they feel released from the fact they don't have to cram and give specific answers and results. I think the generation we're living through now is incredibly visual, because they're exposed all the time to visual impulses, from television to emails to mobiles to instant films, instant this, instant that. And in one sense that's very constructive and positive. In the other sense it's very destructive, because of the way in which a lot of the visual material is actually presented to them. And it comes back to this thing I was saying yesterday of having no time to think and having no time to have space in which to reflect and believe and work out what you're really trying to do or what you're trying to say. And I think this continual barrage of visual impulses ultimately can be very destructive, because it actually makes us become like clones in the movie Metropolis, where we're all going around and never actually been ourselves. Well, for me it's very simple, because I think when we're working, we spend a lot of time just thinking about what we're doing. Once we have the idea, you then have to really think about how you're going to actually express that idea. And then you're thinking a lot of the time about, why am I doing it this way? Why am I doing it that way? So the process and the nature of the kind of films we're doing, which are long feature-length documentaries, gives you time to reflect that. But even within the Abingdon context of the film unit with the kids, I insisted actually that we had a slow burn project there, that the kids came in September, and they've had to produce a film by the following May. So they had a lot of time to actually think about what they wanted to say, the ideas they wanted to express. Could they do it practically? Could they go and sit on a railway station and shoot a film? And they worked through all this, and then they have to pitch it to a group of professionals who are very tough on them. And then they do little exercises. We encourage them to just do visual exercises with no sound, and then we encourage them to do sound exercises with no visuals. So they're starting to look and to listen. And then they come together and do a bigger project with a 10-minute film. And that process is also very meticulous. And when they've shot their rushes, they have to present it to us, and we look at the rushes and ask them why they shot it, how they shot it. Sometimes they go out in tears, sometimes they come back very excited. So but that slow burn process is actually a way of not only thinking about the movies you're making and why you're making them, but it's also actually about growing as a human being. And I think that for me the most exciting thing from the film unit and with the children is to see the impact it's having on their life as growing teenagers and adults, and seeing the way that it is shaping them as human beings. Ultimately, that's all that matters. No, I don't think there are any common themes. The common theme for me is they seem to have a real care about humanity and whether they're exploring an idea in a school for the deaf, or whether they're exploring an idea about their grandmother. They're interested in people and trying to express that in a visual way. And as long as they care about what they're doing, that's fine. That's the bottom line. Believe in it and care about it. I think the basic idea of having film as a part of education is a really strong and a very constructive idea. I think it depends on how it is used and how it is taught. And there are, I know, many film courses in schools where sometimes the teachers are failed filmmakers or want to be filmmakers, and they actually take over the process, particularly the editing process. You have to have staff who are really will stand back and not become a teacher, but become somebody who will guide and will put themselves into the kids' shoes and let them express themselves in their own way. And I think that's really a problem sometimes for people who work in big institutions, that they become institutionalized and then they have to score points to go up the ladder. So in principle, a great idea to have filmmaking in schools, but who's teaching it? That's the question. Oh, I think it's really exciting. The video educator is a very exciting project, and the possibilities are immense. And I hope we'll come again next year to keep the flag flying. And it's very important for all the reasons I've said earlier of taking this message out into communities right across the world. and helping us to actually see the value of using film in a very considered, careful, caring way. Good food for thought, yes. It's always a pleasure to be in Germany because they look after you so well here. But they also, because they look after you so well, you have a lot of time to actually also think more clearly about life.